videos before. I watched Alex Jones, Infowars.com, and I studied these things. But in the thing, you think you can wake up people because we are some way we are to blame. We voting for the same people who bring our chaos and injustice.
Exactly. You nailed it. It's about it's about time people started voting and fighting for people and defending people and supporting people who actually have to solve problems. You know, if you're an engineer, I'm a working class kid. I came, my parents came from India with nothing. I've worked all my life. These politicians don't work. What do? What they're doing is they're working their networks. They're all incestuous, right? Whether they're left or right, they're all the same set of people. And they take advantage of working people and our labor. It's no different than taking advantage of slaves. And it's time that the slaves realize that they have choices. And that's what this is about, and that they need to get educated, and they need to, they use fear, right? After 9/11 occurred in the United States, it was terrorism, 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 right? And they used that to implement a police state of watching everything. Everyone said, okay, it's okay, I have cameras everywhere, right, watching me. So we gave up our freedom. Now with this, we're going to say, okay, you can inject anything into me. So every time we give away this freedom, you can never get it back. And what it does, it helps consolidate power to the Bill Gates, the Hillary Clintons, those kinds of people who think they're actually very smart, they know better, and we're all basically their slaves. That's what's fundamentally taking place.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I would like to hear your comment on what's happening in Italy or Spain or in Europe, how you comment on that. I mean, it seems that Italy is falling apart.
Yeah, so let's talk about Italy, okay? If you look at Italy, about 10 years ago, did you hear about the 5-star movement in Italy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. The 5-star movement in Italy was a bottoms-up movement, an independent movement out of both parties, right? Berlusconi and the other party. Yeah. And they actually started building a lot of mass bottoms-up movement in Italy. And that was very threatening to the elites. Now, you have to also understand, Italy is where the Vatican is, okay? Italy has one of the worst healthcare systems. Friends of mine who are from Italy that I've worked with at MIT, they said, you never want to end up in an Italian hospital, okay? They're horrible. They're like state-run hospitals. It's awful. So if you look at the situation in Italy, how many deaths have been there right now?
Around 4,000.
4,000. How many people have been infected?
40,000.
Right. So that's, in that numbers, it's about 10%. And what those 4,000 people died, what is their background? What's their actual...
they are just simple people, old people, most of them.
Yeah, most of them are old people, right?
Yeah.
Most of them. So as you get older, your immune system gets compromised, whether it's this or any virus, okay? I think you can look at how many people die of the flu every year globally. Now, they're attributing this to corona. Okay, they're saying they had. Now, when you get the flu and your immune system is compromised, you're open to many viruses. I don't know if you know that. If you look at someone who has the flu, they have many different viruses in themselves. Now, to say that this virus caused this, you have to follow something called Koch's hypothesis. Okay, Koch's postulates, and many of this stuff doesn't even follow basic science. So they just say, "Oh, I saw this person sick. They have this, therefore this causes." That also may not be true. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a correlation. It's not a causation. But we do know that as people age, their immune systems go down, right? If you eat a lot of sugar, very sugary foods, you create candida and gliotoxins that also suppress your immune system, and then your system gets unbalanced and it has an overreactive response. These are things that we do know. But instead of talking about that, we have created a very interesting situation about it. And we know the hospital systems in many of these countries like Italy are frankly horrible hospital systems. So to use these things to shut down whole economies, we have to really figure out what's going on. What does this kind of fear end result to people? If you wanted to solve the problem, you take the people who are older, people who are immunocompromised, fine, protect them, right? And that should be protected in any case. But then you take the healthy people and let them run the economy, right? And let them start boosting their immune system with vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin C, eating proper foods. You don't shut down the entire world. This is unheard of.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is now in Poland, one of the, especially on the internet, Polish internet, is a lot of things like moving around because one of the doctors, high doctors in Italy, who is working in the north of Italy, he said exactly what you just said now, that it's not about the coronavirus. It's just a matter of that the immune system of people, especially older people, is getting weak. And they're not dying of coronavirus. They're dying of any other viruses which are spreading around.
Exactly. And this was also the case with AIDS. Remember AIDS?
Yeah,
they said
yeah.
AIDS was going to kill everyone. HIV does not cause AIDS. That was a big lie. That was promoted by people like Gallo and Fauci and these people. You know, many of these people, what is AIDS? It's acquired immune deficiency syndrome. That means your immune system gets deficient. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Acquired immune deficiency. So separate that from HIV. How do you get AIDS? Well, if you do IV drugs a lot, you destroy your immune system. It's not the needles, okay? That was a lie. If you get immunosuppressive drugs, let's say I do a blood transplant or a blood transfusion, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you get 2 shots of immunosuppressive drugs, your immune system gets lowered. If you take amyl nitrates, which are called poppers, which is what the gay community was doing in the United States, you know, which are prolonged orgasms. There's been 200 papers showing that these drugs cause lowering of the immune system. There are many other things which destroy your immune system. Now, when you get your immune system destroyed, you have many viruses in you, okay? Because your immune system's lower and you have all these viruses in you, okay? So the entire concept of this virus kills this person is not true. It's a compromised immune system. It's like you have a wall around your house to protect people from coming in, okay? If the wall is there and you have proper guns and everything, no one comes in, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, the wall protects you, but if the wall has holes in it and you'd have no, you've destroyed your protection system, you don't have any shielding around you, anyone can come in at any time. And you may overreact, right? And you may actually hurt people in your own house and things like this. It's sort of like that, how the immune system works, meaning that if you don't have the proper infrastructure within your body, your immune system will overreact, okay? It's like, imagine you're living in the house case, everyone's paranoid, everyone's going to attack you, right? You may start killing the wrong people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. So,
right?
In the end, doctor, you think so?
Yeah.
So the immune system to repair it back is the key.
Yeah, and that is 2 things. One is what you choose to put in your mouth, on you, etc. The other thing is the environment you're living in, right? If your environment is dirty water, dirty air, dirty food, okay, that got there because of the people we put in power, right?
Yeah.
They created dirty air, dirty water, dirty food through corruption, through buildings falling down that seep into the soil, through horrible water systems, to companies like Monsanto, etc. So they're the ones who created this, and we keep electing them. And they never want to address the fundamental. They're not saying, oh my God, people are obese. Oh my God, we have dirty food. We have poisonous food. They don't care, because those same food manufacturing companies are the ones who are paying for the TV stations to do their advertising. And those are the same people who are paying them to get elected. So they don't ever want to attack them, but they want to say, okay, you need vaccine. So what they're doing is they're compromising the health of people all over the world, okay? Immunocompromised people. And instead of addressing that issue, they're going to get everyone addicted on vaccines, get everyone addicted on pharmaceutical drugs. That's the goal. So they screw you in 2 ways. They feed you shit and crap, so you lower your immune system, and then they're going to give you other shit and crap to resolve your immune system, which isn't really going to help you. That's the model. And people need to wake the hell up and realize that they need to start using their brains and their common sense, because fear is how fascism comes. You know, so you have fear, fascism, and pharma. That's what we're headed towards.
Oh, it's not an optimistic thing, which we have to face. It's
no,
a doctor.
But here's the optimistic thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. I did a little video, okay? I did a tweet, and I'm talking to you in Poland, right?
Yeah.
So think about what's going on. People are waking up, and they're getting smart. They just need proper education and information. That's what, you know, my mission is. My mission is to educate people, and it's for me, it's very interesting because my whole life has been about health. I grew up in India, in a small village and also in the city, watching my grandmother as a traditional healer. I studied, since when I was 14, I started doing research at a medical school full time, and then I went in and out of MIT understanding systems. And my whole life has been dedicated to health. Separate from that, I've had a deep interest in political systems. So for me, it's very interesting because both are converging at a time when I've been a fighter, on these other areas in politics, but deeply, deeply contributing and interested in the immune system, etc. So I think it's all good. It's just people need to realize that they need to understand that their choices, what choices they do, will determine their future. And it's really time for people to get out of their ways, overcome their fear, and start realizing what are they going to put inside themselves, and who are they going to vote for and elect. That's really, it's all up to them. There's more of us than them. That's what people need to realize, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if people, otherwise we can be brainwashed.
Yeah. It was a pleasure and honor to talk to you about it. Thank you very much for your knowledge. Okay. Thank you very much for the strong words, which need to be heard by Polish people. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Polish people are great fighters. They've gone through a lot. So I have great faith in people, especially working people, people who work for a living.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this interview, sir. That was a pleasure. All the best for you all. Keep on fighting a good fight. Thank you very much, sir.